Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good day, wherever you find yourself in this big, beautiful, and messy world. I am Carol C.C. Miller, your positive life strategist, peace activator, and global hugger, coming to you with another episode of Embrace Your Life Chat, where the intention is to heighten celebrations and lessen sorrows through a positive focus. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. Chicago time, Central Time. That is where I am located. So please join me in comments and let me know where you're joining me from. And hopefully, the outside mowing will not be too horrific. Let me close this window because it's loud. Okay, hopefully that will help because it is quite loud out there. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, I am Carol C.C. Miller, and I am here to hopefully help heighten celebrations and lessen sorrows. If you've been with me before, and if you're new, let me know that in comments too. I enjoy welcoming in new people to the community. You're only seeing me, however, this is a community chat, so you can ask questions about the topic for today in the chat, or if you have other topics you would like me to bring a little bit more love, kindness, compassion, and peace to, please put those in comments too. I will come in and say hello to everybody in just a moment. I do like to go over a couple of housekeeping items first. And the first one is I am not an absolutist. And what I mean by that is I'm not a big fan of the words always, never, right, wrong, good, or bad. There are 7 billion people on this planet. I can't begin to say what is always right for 7 billion or never right, what is always good, what is always bad. So I work on a scale of 0 to 100. 0 being always negative, always bad, always wrong, to 100 being positive, always positive. I don't know anybody at the 0, and I don't know anybody at the 100. I certainly know people who are closer to those numbers. My personal work is to stay in the 90 to 100%, maybe 80 to 100% of the time, being positive, kind, loving, compassionate, and peaceful, because those are my top values that I work with. So I have daily practices to keep me there. What does that mean? I'm not that all the time. I am not always loving. I am not always kind, not always compassionate and peaceful. Because of my practices, I feel what I need to feel, and then I move forward back into feeling how I want to be, how I want to show up in this world. So I encourage you, on whatever topic you might be struggling with, ask yourself where you are on that scale. It's not a right or wrong or a good or bad, it's just where you are today and how do you want to move forward from that space. 51% is the majority of the time. Well, I work at being in the 90 percentile because first of all, I coach this. I have a nonprofit called Positive Focus. So if I'm not making that my top value, then I'm probably in the wrong business. So it's really about where do you want to be and how do you want to show up. 51% is the majority. If you're at 49%, if you're at 30%, 20%, pretty sure people at the 20% and lower probably are not tuning in here. But if you are, it's not right, it's not wrong, good or bad. It's where you are today and how do you want to move forward from that place you're in right now. So keep that in mind. And secondly, I am a coach. I love supporting people in living their best life, whatever that looks like to them. I am not a counselor nor am I a therapist. And sometimes to live your best life, getting that type of support is what's going to help you get there. So I encourage you to know you are worthy of living your best life, whatever it looks like. So it could be hiring me as a coach, it could be working with a counselor or a therapist, whatever support system that's going to help you live your best life. I highly encourage you to get that support around you and be that support for others as well. So let me quickly say hello if anybody's here. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. There's a Facebook user saying hello, meaning they are in my Embrace Your Life community, which you can join. It's free to join. It's a much smaller community, so it's easier to see questions there. But the system I'm using doesn't show names here. So good morning, Anna. Good to have you here. Lynn is here from Dallas. Welcome. Pooja, I hope I said that correctly. Welcome, welcome. And Colleen is here as well. So thank you everyone for joining. Please, again, let me know if you have questions on the topic of the day or if you have something else that you would like me to approach at another time. If it's something that I feel like I can lend some value to, I will put it on my schedule to discuss, perhaps even Thursday. I don't know what Thursday's topic is going to be as of yet. If you're new, when I'm solo, sometimes I do have guests with me, but when I'm solo, I usually pick a word, we define it, come up with an affirmation, and then tips around incorporating that into our daily practices of living our best life. It's all about practicing. It's all about trying things on to see if they work for you. If what I'm sharing here does not work for you or does not sound like it will work for you, guess what? Don't do it. I'm not here to tell you how to be or how to act or what to do. I am here to encourage you and give you some tools that have worked for me and my clients and see if they will work for you. On occasion, I'll share something that I haven't tried personally, but I've heard it's been successful for others. But I will also let you know that I haven't tried it, but I've heard it's a good tool. So know that what I do share here are things that are either part of my daily practices or they are tools that I use for myself and clients. So today's topic is about belief and believing in yourself. I really do believe at the end of the day, whatever it is we are struggling with, and it's not, again, I'm not an absolutist, so it's not the only thing that's going on, but I do believe if we are struggling with a topic, we're struggling with a dream that we want to create, we're struggling with a relationship, often somewhere in there is our belief that we're not worthy of having that amazing job, that wonderful relationship, the home that we want. And it might even be unconscious. It might not be things that we're aware of that we're even thinking that we don't deserve it. But I encourage you to ask yourself, like, when there's something that you want, the first thing you go to is, I'm not old enough, I'm too old, I don't have enough money, I don't have the right education, I don't live in the right area. Are you coming up with what you're negating of what you want to live rather than thinking about the ways that you can create and bring it into your reality? Again, not right or wrong, good or bad. It's just where you're at and where do you want to go. So today we're going to talk about belief and believe. So the definition of believe is to feel certain that something is true or that somebody is telling you the truth. To feel certain that something is true or that somebody is telling you the truth. I think a lot of times when we talk to ourselves and our negative self-talk, it's almost like it's just running on a tape that we don't even pay attention to. So we don't even realize that it's really building up our belief that we don't deserve this. We don't deserve that. We're not worthy. And I got to tell you, a lot of us may have naysayers in our life, for sure. I think probably the majority of people have somebody in their life that is telling them you can't do this, you shouldn't do that. But a lot of it goes back to what we say to ourselves. I do believe that we are our worst enemy because we're with us 24/7. So it's what we're sharing with ourselves, what we're believing about ourselves that is being the gateway to where we move forward from there. So today's affirmation, and if you're new to affirmations, it's simply a statement. It can be positive and it can be negative. I work with positive affirmations. And yet knowing a positive affirmation, a statement, I am smart, pretty sure you would agree that's a positive statement. However, if I say I am smart, or if you say I am smart, but immediately think of things that you've done that were less than smart, that positive statement is not a good one for you. So you want it to be believable, and it can be a stretch from where you are right now. But you do want to believe in it. And if it's something that you don't believe in, then you can shift it up in a way that I'll show you as well, or create a completely different one. Affirmations are a really big tool that I use. And I got to be honest, I sometimes do them all the time. I have it daily. I have them written down some places. And then I stop doing them for a while. And then I go back into doing them. Don't beat myself up when I'm not doing them. But because they've been a practice of mine for so long, they're usually in the back of my head as a tool to use anyway. But I want you to, here's our affirmation for today. I believe in me. Now, I want you to say that to yourself. And then I want you to be okay with the fact if it's immediately, no, I don't. Because I think a lot of us don't necessarily believe. Remember, I'm not an absolutist. So it's not about a little bit believing in myself. It's right now, it's I believe in me. And if more fear, negativity bubbles up by you saying that, I encourage you to shift it and not say that one at all, or choose to say, I'm in the process of believing in me. And that feels a little more gentle and possibly a little truer. But I want you to come up with an affirmation for you to use for believing in yourself. I'm worthy of living my best life. I deserve to live the dreams that I'm going after. Come up with something that's going to work for you. And if you have something specific that you're working on right now, put them in comments, and we'll see if we can come up with some affirmations around that once I'm through with the rest of the discussion for today. So again, I believe in me is your affirmation. So some tips to practice building your self-confidence and your self-esteem and your worthiness. And again, please know I'm not saying that feeling less than is wrong or bad. We probably all have our moments of doing that. And it could be topical. Maybe you're very self-assured with your work and you're not as assured at home, or you're self-assured with your health and you're not as assured with something else. I don't know that. I mean, there are people who have no confidence in all aspects of their life, but I would say the majority of us, it comes and goes in different areas of your life. So focus on what's important to you to grow that self-confidence in. So right now, tip 1, I want you to make a list of your strengths. And that could be strengths of things that you learned through education and now you feel strong with them. It could be something you've read and you know it. But I really encourage you to think about the strengths that you have that you take for granted. And these are strengths that are just kind of natural to you. So you don't even realize they're a strength because it comes easy. We've kind of been ingrained to believe that we have to work hard to get ahead and we have to work hard to learn. So these things that come easy to us, we often don't even realize they're a strength because you didn't have to work at it. And that is a strength for you because somebody else doesn't have that strength. So even though you might feel like it's not a strength because it comes easily to you, somebody else doesn't have that talent, and that is a strength for them. And then they have a talent that you don't have. So just own your strengths, own your talents, and know that you're worthy of those. Keep that list handy so you can look at it, add to it, and know that when you're going through a time of self-doubt, you can look at it to find out things that you do believe in yourself about and you know are strengths for yourself. Start talking to yourself as your best friend. As I mentioned earlier, I do believe that we are our worst enemies. Does not mean that there aren't other people in our lives that are challenging or difficult, but at the end of the day, we are with ourselves 24/7. And I know personally for myself, if I've had somebody say something unkind to me, they might have said it once and then I'm replaying it in my head. So that's on me to reframe and change that idea that I'm listening to. Sometimes it's myself saying something not as nice about myself. So it's about talking to yourself in a way that you would talk to your best friend. Pretty sure, maybe not everybody, but we don't tend to call our best friends bad names. We see the best in them and we hold that vision for them. Not asking you to lie. If there's something that you're wanting to change about yourself and enhance about yourself, do it from a gentle, peaceful, kind way rather than blaming yourself for being in a situation that maybe you don't want to be in. So talk to yourself as your best friend. Next, think about past successes, especially right now. Maybe you're going through a really difficult time and it's difficult to believe in yourself and difficult to see your way through this challenge. Think about something in your past that might have been a challenge, but you successfully maneuvered through it. You grew from that experience, or just simply something in your past that you found easy and was very successful. Know that you can bring that energy into what you're challenged with today. Might not be easy to do, but it's possible. So when you find yourself focused on what's not working right now, what you find as things that you don't believe in yourself, or you're feeling less than about yourself, go back in and find those things where you were celebrating things that you did well, or others were celebrating things, and fill yourself up with that energy to bring into your current challenge. Next, pay attention to the people you surround yourself with. I I'm a big believer, and I've used this example many times. I do believe you could have a table. How many times have I said the word believe today? I do believe you can be at a table of 8 people, and all of them are complaining and blaming about how hard their day is or how hard their life is. And you're going to join that table, and it's pretty easy. Give yourself time. You're going to start matching their energy. You're going to start talking about what's not going right in your day, what's not going right in your life, and commiserate with them. It's not right or wrong. It's just the energy that you're in the moment. Go to a table with 8 people who are talking about what they're grateful for in their life, what they're focused on, the dreams that are coming true, and focus on the positive solutions rather than blaming the problems. You're probably going to match that energy too, because it's the energy of it. You're probably going to start focusing on what is working in your life. You're probably going to start seeing things that you're grateful for. Can you be a negative Nelly at the positive table? Absolutely. Can you be super positive at the negative table? Absolutely. But we tend to match the energy we're in. So I encourage you to pay attention to who you allow in your energy. The negative people, they're not right or wrong. It's where they're at. So it's not about blaming them or shaming them or shunning them, but it's about knowing where you're at and where you want to be. So just pay attention to the people around you and adjust accordingly. Many of us probably have loved ones who are that negative person, who are the ones who are telling us, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, or they're just negative for themselves. Again, not asking you to shut them out of your life. It's a possibility depending on the challenges that you have in that relationship. But it is about knowing that you have control of yourself. We don't have control over them. So you want to observe their behavior rather than absorb it and take it on. When you know that it's likely to match the energy of the people you're around, then you can adjust accordingly to the people that you spend more time with than not. Again, I want you to understand, I'm not saying other people being negative or when you're negative that it's wrong or a bad thing. It's where do you want to spend your time, energy, and attention the majority of the time. The majority is 51%. It's not 90% that I work on because it's my daily practices for a very long time. It's 51%. If you're at 45%, you're not a bad person. You're not a wrong person. It's just where you're at and where do you want to be. So start doing that as well. And are the people that you hang around uplifting? Are they supporting you in your dreams? Or are they telling you that you can't and shouldn't do those dreams? Now, I haven't used this example for quite some time, and I really wish I knew where I learned it from, but I don't know. But it's about who you share your dreams with. And the analogy is sharks and dolphins. In the water, when there is blood in the water, sharks attack. The fear, they attack what is the blood in the water. Doesn't mean that they aren't loving creatures. It doesn't mean that they don't love whatever's going on, but they react from that fear base of the blood. Dolphins, when there is blood and a dolphin is injured, they surround it to protect it. So know the people in your life who you can share your dreams with, the people who are going to surround you and protect your dreams compared to the ones who are the naysayers. Now, the naysayers probably aren't even telling you no because they don't believe in you. They're probably telling you no because they're afraid of it for themselves, and they want to protect you by having you not go for your dreams. If they can keep you here, then they can keep you safe because they're afraid to go after their dreams in that way. So please know that I'm not saying the sharks in your life are necessarily attacking you because they don't like you. It's the fact that they're afraid for you, so they want to protect you from getting hurt in the future. Where the dolphins in your life are taking that journey with you and seeing the best for you and holding you to that vision. Reframe your negative self-talk. And that's through awareness. When we're on autopilot, life is living us and we're not even living our life. We are just going in the flow. We're going in the motion. Whether we're in a good headspace and we're happy, or whether we're in a challenging headspace and we're in blame and shame and complain more. But when you're aware that you have thought something negative about yourself or spoken or done an action that's negative towards yourself, you can reframe it. And that's where the affirmations come in really handy, is you start thinking, well, I can never do this. I'm not smart enough. Then pull out an affirmation and start reframing that I love to learn new things. I'm excited to learn new things. I'm good at learning new things. And replace the I can'ts with the I wills, or I will try, or what if it worked? Get curious about it instead of assuming. I think a lot of times we believe from past experience, maybe you've had 10, let's say you've had 100 experiences that this never worked out. Well, you start building up that belief that it didn't work out. So it's going to continue down that path. So be open to the fact that maybe this time it will work out. Maybe this time it's time for you to step into believing in yourself and trusting yourself a little bit more. And then lastly, it's really, and I think this is probably my most important one, certainly one that I work on for myself, because we do tend to be our harshest critics, is to be gentle with yourself through the process. Yes, you may be going through a hard time right now. Yes, you may have a hard time believing in yourself. But the more we beat ourselves up over that hard time, the more we focus on we did something wrong to create the situation that we're in that's not working, the more we're feeding that energy. It's about focusing on where you want to go rather than maybe where you're at. Not about ignoring. If you're in a challenging spot, I'm not asking you to pretend and ignore that area that you're in your life is not hard and it's not challenging. But what I want you to do is to bring a little compassion to that space, bring some compassion for yourself and compassion to others, and grow from that. When we're focused on what we want, when we're focused on love, kindness, compassion, and peace, we're bringing that energy forward. When we're focused on what we don't want, and when we're focused on blame and shame and complain, which happens, I'm not asking you to be 100% anything. I'm asking you to focus on who you are, where you're at, and where you want to be, and who you want to be in the world. My guess is you want to be somebody who's focused on love, kindness, compassion, and peace the majority of the time. Majority might be 51%. So it's not about ignoring the challenges and the hard times in our life, but it is about how can we bring a little bit more gentleness to that space. So that is what I have for you today in the Believe in Me category. Let's see. And then, of course, I got to talk about global hugs too, but I'll see if there's any questions. Kathy, I believe I can be my best advocate. That's awesome. I believe that I can keep moving forward in my life, and I will reach my new goals when I reach for them. I love that, Kathy. And I don't know, and it's totally whether it works for you. Goals tends to be a challenging word for me. I'm word sensitive. So it's, if the word goal works for you, go for it. I choose the word what I want to experience rather than what I've set for goals. But it's really all about the mindset of what those words mean to you. So if having goals is what works for you, keep going at that. For me, I think about what do I want to experience in my day to day, in my week, in my month, in my year, in my life, rather than what goals do I want to achieve. So it's what works for you. Anna, I love today's topic. So good. I'm going to rewatch this one a couple of times. Excellent. And that's part of a daily practice. Go back into it. Anna, I will post this on YouTube. I mean, I think you can just save it to your profile too, so it's easy to find. But you can, on the Positive Focus page, you just go to videos, and this one will be one of the top ones for a few days, so you can find it there. But I do post them on YouTube for easier access as well. I'll do that at some point today. I don't see any other questions. Hi, I think it's Miri. I hope I am saying that properly. But I do want to say September 9th through the 11th, so it's coming up in several weeks. I'm doing Global Free Hugs again, the Global Hugs Weekend, where I've been doing this since 2008. 2020 and 21 were off because of COVID, but we're going to give it a try again this September. Of course, please observe your community health and safety standards of whatever's going on in your area. But the entire intention is to love up this beautiful and messy world that we live in. And I'm a big believer that when people feel seen and heard, they're less likely to harm themselves and others. So the hugs movement is one of my favorite ways to show that. So right now we have people on 3 continents. I my handwriting's not very good here. 6 countries and 14 states. We just added Wisconsin. Bobby Joe is going to be joining us in Wisconsin. And the last time that we spoke, I had 3 different huggers in Arizona join. So Denise, Paula, and Darlene will all be offering hugs in different locations in Arizona. I'm going to post the how you can sign up here. And I forgot to turn off that sound on a client messaging me. So here's how you can sign up. Hopefully you can see it. And you can also sign up. These are public hugging locations where you go out in the public and hug strangers. But I encourage you, because the whole point is to spread a little bit of love and kindness through a hug. If you're not comfortable with that, and I promise you I wasn't comfortable with that when I first started it, and I did it anyway. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can sign up and offer hugs to your family and take some pictures and just share that with the global community that I'll be posting the pictures after the event on the weekend of the 9th through the 11th. So I hope to have some of you sign up and join and share it with other people who might be huggers or people that you might think are interested in giving it a try. So let me see again if I have any questions. Oh, good, Kathy. Yeah, experiences just work better for me as well. And Anna, if you love hugs, I encourage you to consider it. So again, that link that I just shared gives you more information. I have a short video explaining how to do it, what to do. And I look forward to having any of you join me who are interested in doing it. Again, at least look at the link and see if it's something that you're interested in trying. Terrified me the first time. I'd seen the Juan Man's, what is the video called? The Free Hug Campaign, I think. And it's got like 50 million YouTube views. I'd seen it many, many times before I decided to try it myself, but it just felt like it was right up my alley. And it certainly changed the trajectory of what I do with Positive Focus, because that is one of my main things, is the hug movement through Positive Focus. So go out there, have a wonderful day, take care of yourselves, take small steps. I'm not asking you to go from no belief in yourself to being the most confident person in the world. I'm asking you to ask yourself, who am I? Who do I want to be? And where do I want to go? And take small steps forward to feel a little bit better about yourself, a little bit more confident about yourself, and know that you deserve to live the life you want to live. Not necessarily the life others want you to live. You can do that as well. But I encourage you to live your life the best possible way that you can. So take care. I will be back on Thursday. Don't know the topic yet. So if you have a suggestion, put it in comments. And if I've missed your comment, sometimes I don't see them while I'm live, but I do go back later today and review to make sure I didn't miss something. So please feel free to add a suggested topic for Thursday or a future conversation as well. Until then, take care. And remember, you matter. You matter to me, you matter to the world, and most importantly, you matter to you. So long for now.